one way we're going to get to make those fish bite is we're going to make them react, right? The other way we're going to get to make those fish bite is through hunger. And the best way to get a hunger strike is to make the bait look real. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is that right there. What is that? Spinning rod, finesse fishing, right? How many people use finesse plastic? Raise your hand. You have to. It's awesome, isn't it?
You listening?
Right. Do we have a power fisherman only somewhere?
I think so.
You don't use spinning tackle.
Right. Use it. Use that spinning tackle because finesse plastics are a great way to make a fish bite out of hunger, right? But when those fish bite out of hunger, we've got to make that bait look real. We've got to make the bait move real and have real action. That's the biggest key, right? So I just want to go over, I'm going to go over real quick, just like my 4 or 5, my favorite finesse techniques that look real. And it's going to make the fish bite out of hunger, okay? We're going to start toward the top of the water column. Oh, and by the way, did you know how easy bass fishing is? I'm going to tell you. The fish can only be in 3 places, man, right? Where are they going to be? Toward the top of the water column, in the middle of the water column, or toward the bottom? Simple as that. I wish it was that easy. But that's what they're going to be, in those 3 zones, right? So the first finesse technique I want to talk about is that one right there. What is that? Sluggo, fluke, soft minnow twitch bait, right? It's an awesome bait. When those fish are in the top of the water column, right? They're feeding up. You see them busting bait. It's early morning and they're eating on top. Man, that thing's awesome. That thing's awesome. And we're going to make this fish, we're going to make this bait look like a real fish, right? Okay, so we're going to get this bait to do something that looks so natural when a bass is chasing bait, which happens all the time, right? Come back up here and help me again, because you were a good helper. Come on up here. Do you want to be the bass, or do you want to be the bait fish being chased? You want to be this one. Okay, come over here and stand over here. Okay, so just for the next minute, you're going to be a shad. You're going to be a shad. Okay, who wants to be the bass? Okay, come up here. You're going to be the bass. All right, so here's the scenario. You're a shad, right? Think about this. You're a shad. This dude's going to eat you, man. This dude is going to eat you, okay? And you were just kind of chilling, but all of a sudden you turn around and you realize this dude's going to eat you. He's a 3-pounder. He's a 3-pound bass. He's going to eat you. So if he was chasing you, kind of tell me what you would do. Ready? Go! Go, go, go! Okay, now stop, now stop. Now you're going to stop. You know why you're going to stop? Because you're running. You're like out of breath. You're going to stop and you're going to turn around and look and see if that dude's still behind you chasing you, right? That 3-pounder. He's still behind you. Oh, you better keep running. Stop! All right, look behind you again. He's still behind you. Okay, that's it. Come back. I'm going to use you guys again. Come back and just come back up here and chill here for a second. And what we just did was what would really happen in the environment, right? How many people have seen a bass being chasing a shad before, right? And when that shad or that minnow or whatever that thing is that's being chased is trying to get away, man, he's nervous. He's jumping, he's darting, but he doesn't just jump and dart endlessly, right? You were jumping, you were darting, you were getting out of the way, but all of a sudden he stops and he looks behind him. And that's what we want this thing to do, right? We want to twitch this thing. We're going to twitch it. We're going to make it look alive. But about every 5-6 twitches, we're going to stop it. And when that thing stops, that's emulating the shad, right? You were looking behind you like, what is that? Is that bass still chasing me? And that's what we want to do. We want to throw that thing out. We want to twitch it. We want to make it run. And then we want to stop it. And when we stop that bait, this thing's going to fall and shimmy. And that imitates something natural. And when fish are feeding out of hunger, That action stops, it looks behind it, gets eaten, right? It's a real natural action. Real quick tip I want to give you on this bait. I love to Texas rig this thing, right? Hold on, let me grab another pack so I can show you here. I love to Texas rig these things, even in open water. I'll leave the hook over there. Even in open water, I'll use the same rig. And this is one by Haddock called the Jerk. This is like a regular fluke style bait. I like that noise because you sound like a shad too. You got that hydro wave on your boat? You sound just like a hydro wave. 4 or 5 aught offset hook. Just a regular offset hook. And we're going to Texas rig it. If there's a lot of cover, we're going to Texas rig it so that the point's buried in the body. If you're in open water, Texpose it so the point's pushed out of the body.